Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to a new episode of the Montreal Canadiens franchise mode in NHL 20. It has been a while since I actually recorded an episode because I did record a couple of episodes and saved them up for a couple of weeks. So basically I haven't recorded since the NHL was postponed, unfortunately with the virus outbreak throughout the world, the health issues. All sports seem to have been either canceled or postponed. So it's pretty sad situation. It's a crazy time. Hopefully everyone is safe. Definitely keep your distance and stay isolated in your home if you need to. Don't go out unless you either need to go to work or get food, and just be safe. Wash your hands, all that stuff they say. Hopefully we'll be seeing teams on the ice and on the ballpark pretty soon. Hopefully this whole thing can get rid of the virus sooner rather than later, and everyone can go back to their lives. But we still got some NHL in our lives with NHL 20 franchise mode. Montreal Canadiens here. We've made it to the Stanley Cup final. We made it to the playoffs a few times. No Stanley Cup yet, but the future is looking very, very bright in Montreal. Team status is champion. We made some insane draft picks, and we have a medium elite player on our team. This is our lineup we're rocking with right now. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, medium elite potential, 90 overall at 22 years old, making only 7.5 for the next 5 years. Fantastic contract. We've got Max Domi in the wing, 87 overall. And Cole Caulfield, I created him as I believe high elite potential. He's now medium franchise, 91 overall at 21 years old. Look at his stats. So DK 96 puck control, 93 and 96 for shooting, 94 speed, 96 stick checking, 89 aggressiveness, even 90 durability, 89 strength at 5'7", 178. 91 discipline, 90 poise. The guy is unreal. So I made him a sniper, of course. 60 goal scorer last year, 94 points. Then we made a trade. We traded Sam Steele to the Flames for Elias Lindholm. We did have too many centers, so I got a winger for a second line. He's listed as a playmaker, only making 4.8 for the next 2 years. Great contract. Elias Lindholm. He's a 50-point guy. Can even reach 70 points. Could reach 20 goals or more. Really good for a second line, playing with Philippe Danault, who's a penalty kill and face-off specialist. 90 face-offs with Jonathan Drouin in the wing. So the last two centers here, Trevor Wong and Shane Wright. We got both of them, that's right. 6th overall in the 2021 draft, Trevor Wong, medium elite, 81 at 19. And then Shane Wright, 80 overall at 18, medium elite, 3rd overall in last year's draft. So excited for these two kids. And we got Gallagher, Kreider, Paling, and Kovalchuk to finish off the wings. As for defense, we also created Alexander Romanov, medium elite, 89 overall, only at 22. Insane defensive and physical stats. Great shooting, good playmaking. He's listed as a two-way. Just looking at highlights of him, I know he has a good shot. He can score goals, but he's good on defense and hitting as well. So I have them as a two-way. Along with Shea Weber, still around, still at an 86 at 37. Unfortunately, he is making quite a lot of money, 7.8 for the next 4 years until he's 41. So maybe we could potentially look into moving that contracts. We have Brody and Jacob Churchrin, who we traded. I believe it was Fleury. We traded Fleury, Suzuki. We traded a bunch of guys. We got Jet Wu and Jacob Churchrin there. We got Churchrin from the Coyotes. Medium elite, 85 at 24, only making 4.6 for 3 years. That is fantastic. Now in goal, we still have Carey Price. He's actually down to an 86 overall, fringe starter potential, making 10.5 for the next 4 years. So that is a contract I will need to try and move. We do have Caden Primo here backing him up. In the AHL, we have here Marcus Samsonov. I'm going to have to make sure to play him starting goalie. He's high elite, 72 overall at 20 years old. We got him in the 2nd round, 61st overall. So that was a really good pick. I am hoping that Samsonov can grow a lot and be close to 80 overall. We can maybe have him and Primo in net and then trade Price and make room for a lot of money for free agency. I'm looking long term. I'm looking for a next year or two. So look at the AHL defense. And I'm going to quickly go over the special teams in the NHL. I actually haven't even touched that So this will be the computer default. So Domi, KK, Gallagher, Caulfield, and Weber. Kreider, Lindholm, Dano, Wong, and Drouin. I'm going to make a few changes with the power play units. I'm going to get back to you guys in a second. So what I'm going to do for defense, I'm going to have Weber and Romanov paired up. First pair with Caulfield, KK, and Domi. Second unit will be Gallagher, Dano, Lindholm, Wong, and Drouin. So I want to give Trevor Wong a bit of time on the power play. Does have decent shot, 87 and 89. And as for penalty kill, we have Philippe Dano. So all the penalty kill have a +1. That is great to see. So as for the trade block, I actually have Shea Weber and Carey Price along with Vancouver's first. We have 2 first-round picks. So just want to see if we can potentially trade them. They only have about a quarter trade value, maybe a third. So we'll see if we get any trade offers for those two because they're making pretty much $18 million between two guys that are going into their late 30s. So, I mean, it's not ideal. I wanted to win a cup with Carey Price. Unfortunately, it did not work. We still have Molson as our head coach. Silas Molson is a start. Only a 57% team fit. So, if we see that the team is starting to struggle, we could potentially look into getting a new coach. We'll definitely see how that goes. It's going to get a new coach for HL team, and then we'll be set to go. All right, so like I said, in the first few months, what I'm going to take a look at is the young guys, Trevor Wong and also Shane Wright. Going to look at Price and Weber. That's the main 4 guys that I definitely want to check out, see how they play and see how they grow, and hopefully they keep their rating. Hopefully the young kids' rating can go up. It's going to sim up the preseason. I actually got to still get a coach for that AHL team. Doesn't seem like he liked our setup of coaches. So we ended off the preseason 5-2, and Cole Caulfield had 15 goals in the preseason. 15 goals in 7 games. He's over 2 goals per game. Oh my goodness, this guy's going to score 70 this year. We beat the Maple Leafs 8-2. Oh man, I cannot wait to see how many goals Caulfield is going to get. I honestly think he can reach 70 goals. I'm going to put it out there. Last year he had 61, so only 9 goals more throughout 82 games. Wouldn't be impossible, so that would be just insane. Cole Caulfield looking to get another Rocket Richard trophy just as he did last year. We're starting it off against the Florida Panthers in Montreal. So we're starting the season at home. We're actually starting with 4 straight home games. And then looks like we're going out west. And then we'll be playing the Maple Leafs. And then Boston to start off the month of November. So we're going to slow sim the first game of the year as we always do, against the Florida Panthers. Alexander Barkov, I think he's still there. Here we go. Period number 1. Can we take the lead? We cannot. Cole Caulfield is going to score to start off the second. No, he's not. No one is going to score. 26-14 the shots. And Jonathan Huberdeau ruins the party. Scores the first goal on Carey Price from the left face-off circle. 28 shots. Whoever they have in goal. I wonder if it's so Bobrovsky. He's playing very well. Power play, we can't capitalize. Come on, boys. You can't be shut out in front of your home fans for the first game of the year. Power play, and we actually get shut out 1-0. 39 shots we get on goal, and Jake Allen with a 39 save shutout. Jonathan Huberdeau has the lone goal in the game. Oh my goodness. Jake Allen is trying to get a vest on this year. Wow. So I'm going to sim up just a few weeks. Maybe sim up the entire year. Maybe just go to a trade deadline. We'll see how it goes. 3-1 win against Washington and we'll lose against the Canucks. Like I mentioned, if we start losing a lot, I may have to make a move either in goal or with the coach. Couple of seconds and Sam Bennett for Gallagher. So, I mean, Habs Nation would not want to see Gallagher leave. Taking a quick look at Bennett, it's only 80 overall. I don't think it's worth trading Gallagher at this point. Big win against the Vegas Golden Knights, 6-3. Win against the Canucks. We get our revenge from the previous week. OT loss against Coyotes. We do get a point. Anton Strawman for Lindholm. No, thank you. We win against the Oilers. So we did get a couple of points in those losses. So we got 4 points out of potential 6. Not bad at all. We are 5-2-2. The Leafs are 6-2. Playing in Toronto. Let's sim up Playing in Montreal against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We want to win this one, set the tone for the season series. 0-0. We've yet to score when I am in slow sim mode. Period number 2, there it is. Elias Lindholm, the new guy in the team, on Calvin Pickard. William Nylander scores on Carey Price, and they win. Leipzig and Nylander in the empty net. 3-1 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's not something you want to see. We're just going to sim up a few more weeks. We have a couple of other rival games. 2 games against the Bruins and a game against the Leafs. Playing in Madison Square Garden. A big 4-3 OT win. A second for Paling. That's interesting. Although Paling is an 81 overall. He's on the 4th line. 11 games, no goals. No points at all in 11 games for Ryan Paling. Let's see what we have. I wonder if there's anyone in the AHL that could potentially replace Paling. Don't think we have anybody. I'm going to go by rating. A couple of free picks would be nice, but I don't want to get left with a hole. We have Janmark and Armia that could play to replace Paling. Because Paling, like I mentioned, is only 81 overall. He's not growing. Would free up 1.4 million of cap space. We get a second and a third. They're listed as a rebuilder, so that second next year could be good. I think I'm going to make the trade. An extra pick is always good. We can always replace Ryan Paling. Unfortunately, hasn't really panned out for us. So we're moving up Janmark. That's perfect. We'll just replace him in the team. So facing off against our rival, the Bruins, and Brad Marchand scores on Carey Price. We do take the lead. Cole Caulfield and Alexander Romanov on Tuukka Rask. 2 goals later in the first period. And 3-2, Chris Kreider scores on Rask. Perron scores on Price, a power play goal. Let's keep it going in the third. See if we can get the win. And there we go. Cole Caulfield, Shane Wright gets the goal. Minty and Jet Wu. We score a touchdown against the Bruins. 7-2. What a great game by the boys. Caulfield had 2 goals. Shane Wright had 3 points, as well as Chris Kreider. I think we made the right choice in the draft. Playing against the Bruins again, then we lose 5-3, but we beat the Washington Capitals 5-2. Slow simming this game. I want a revenge from earlier in the year against the Toronto Maple Leafs. If we can split these games against our rivals 2-2, that'd be nice. 2-0, not a good start. Austin Matthews and John Tavares, the stars of the Leafs. Then after 4-2, Caulfield and Romanov score. Nylander gets 2, and they beat us 6-2. Boone Jenner and John Tavares. Let's get out of Toronto. That was a ugly loss against the Leafs. Gonna simulate up to the start of December. Just give an idea of how the team is doing. Look at that. A lot of games that we score 4 or 5 goals. It's great to see. So we beat the Leafs 6-1. There you go. Revenge against the Maple Leafs. A big win. 5-4. Well, the wins are starting to come out. We were pretty slow to start off the year, but look at that. Back-to-back wins against the Sabres and the Lightning. We are actually first in the division with 40 points. Let's look at Cole Caulfield. And it's actually Alexander Romanov who's leading the team in points. Look at that. The defenseman showing up. 27 points. Caulfield has 17 goals in 29 games. So it's almost at a... So he scores more than a goal per 2 games. That's good to see. Domi there. Drouin, Caulfield, KK at 24 points. Caulfield still 91. Weber doing really nicely for 37 years old. Lindholm, Gallagher, Danault. Danault's a plus 10. Wong, 12 points in 29 games. Let's see how Shane Wright's doing. 9 points in 29. So they're a bit slow, but you need to expect that. They're young. Janmark has 3 points. Goaltending, 15-6-1 for Carey Price. Some very good stats. He's still an 86 overall, though. Let's see how Samsonov is doing. 7-5. So, I mean, not great, but not horrible either. Looks like McNiven was doing pretty good. We have 2 solid goaltenders in Laval. Both of our teams are first in the division. All right, well, let's keep it going. 7-5 loss against the Avalanche. Oh, my goodness. Things are looking too good. My goodness. 5-3 against the Panthers. We win against the Penguins. We play the Panthers again on the 8th. Those are crucial points that we need. We need a win in regulation. 1-0. We barely beat them. That was huge. Those 2 wins against the Panthers, those were 4 points that we absolutely needed. Those were 4-point games, each of them. We're finishing off before the All-Star break out west. We beat the Kings 8-1. We're sitting 4 points behind the Maple Leafs now. So when I take a look if there's any 34 goals in 47 games. Caulfield is on fire, almost a point per game. We'll just take a quick look if there's any notes about our game against the Kings here for the Habs. 8-1, doesn't look like they noted any particular players that had a big night. Maybe it was 8 different guys on the score sheet. So this may very well be the last year with Price and Weber. I'm going to simulate up to the trade deadline, but I mean, if we keep them up to the Stanley Cup playoffs, if we make it that far, I don't know if we'll keep them next year. Ellis and Afanasyev, I think I butchered that name, but I don't want to give away Kotkaniemi. I'm not even going to look at Ellis. Caulfield for a first, Leroux and Reed. As much as I'm a big fan of Zachary Leroux, rookie for the Moncton Wildcats, I am not giving up Cole Caulfield, especially for a top 6 and even just a first. Drouin or Mia for a first for next year, I believe. Let's look at that trade a bit closer. So a first, so it looks like they're 25, 22, and 3. They're a contender. I'm not willing to give up Jonathan Drouin. So the New Jersey Devils have fired their head coach, Grant Ramjack Singh. So the Devils looks like they're not doing too good. Torrey Krug, Malcolm Subban, and Wagner. So be basically Kotkaniemi for Krug and then throwing in a couple of bottom tier guys. I'm going to say no to that, Boston. I'm not giving you KK. What are you thinking? First and Domi for Nazem Kadri and Severson and Kovalchuk in that deal as well. What overall is Kadri? I'm just wondering. I'm not going to do this deal, but I'm kind of curious to see. 84 at 32. Severson, 86 at 28. All right, 4.1 for another year. What if I take out Max Domi? I don't want to give up Domi. Would Weber being part of this deal work? I'm just curious to see if that would work at all. They're not even interested in Weber, and the value's way on their side. What if I just straight up remove Kadri? Because let's say I remove the first. Kovalchuk, no, that's value's way on our side, but Weber here is making 7.8. He's down to an 85. All right, Severson there. He's only 28, 86, medium top 4. 1 year left on his contract. So he could obviously replace Weber. He's 1 overall higher. I'm wondering if I can try to make a deal here with the Devils. All right, I'm going to see if this works. A first from the Canucks, Jet Wu and Shea Weber for Damon Severson. Now, the reason I need to give up a bit more is Weber's age and his money. So 7.8, 37 years old, 85 overall. He already dropped quite a bit. I'm going to see if that works, and it works. There you go. Shea Weber has been traded by the Montreal Canadiens. We free up a lot of cap space. The captain, it was a lot to move, but we needed to make a move with the cap space we had. Shea Weber was going down quick, and his trade value as well. It's a big move, but we get a very good younger defenseman in Damon Severson. We're going to have Kolak to replace Jet Wu. We're going to save a $7 million of cap space after the trade is done. So I'm going to go to the roster moves. We're going to call up Kolak, and we're going to have to name a new captain for the team. That's a big move for the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to put Severson there. So 28 years old, almost 10 years younger than Shea Weber. And he can potentially grow a bit more, maybe for 1 more year. I'm not sure. But it was a big trade for the Habs. And in goal, Carey Price, he's down to an 85. We actually have Primo there starting. We might have had a back-to-back. But I'm going to make sure everything is set for the special teams. Looks like it is. We have Severson there on the top pairing for the power play. So Trevor Wong went up to an 82. He went up 1 overall, which is great to see. Now, as for captaincy, I think I know who I want to put a C on. I already know who my assistants are going to be. I'm going to have KK as an assistant, and I'm going to give an assistant captaincy to Cole Caulfield. But our newest captain of the Montreal Canadiens is going to be none other than number 11, Brendan Gallagher, the heart and soul of the team in real life. The fire, the spark plug. He works 110%, works his ass off every single game. He's a fan favorite in Montreal. A lot of people think that if Weber isn't the captain, he would be next up in line. Brendan Gallagher, the newest captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Things you absolutely love to see. He's going to make Montreal proud. And let's see if we can get on a bit of a run. I wasn't expecting to make a trade, but when the Devils came at us, I think it was a good trade in the long run. Jet Wu can be easily replaced. We did have an extra first-round pick this year. We basically traded Weber for Severson, gave them an extra first that we had. Our prospects are pretty good already. I think we were able to afford to give up a pick as the trade goes down between the Wings and Philadelphia. And the Wings get another Franzen in their organization. So let's see if we can win this game against the Islanders. We cannot. Bjorkstrand and Mike Green. I'm going to say no to that. We got to get some wins going. I don't want to be risking losing out on the playoffs this year. Dmitry Orlov for 2 firsts. He must be pretty good. Only 84 at 31 for 2 firsts, and his contract is expiring. Sorry about that, Washington. I'm not going to make that move at all. The Predators want us to give our new captain. No way. What are you thinking of Nashville? So actually not won a game since the trade Shea Weber. So things are looking a bit worse here right now. But I think in the long run, it's going to help the team. Niederreiter, Kopp, Hudobin, and Demers to Winnipeg for 2 prospects to the Ducks. They must be pretty good. Ferk, who shoots 109 miles an hour. I'm not going to make that trade. Ryan Donato, a first for Donato and TJ Brody. Oh my goodness, the AI, what are these trades? So Mackenzie Blackwood goes to the Wings along with a prospect for a couple of picks. So the Wings get a new goaltender. Moving on to Philadelphia, I believe he won that game. Shesterkin goes to the Leafs. They get a very, very good young goaltender. That's not good for a rivalry. They gave up Boone Jenner in a first. Shesterkin, new member of the Maple Leafs, as we lose against the Flyers. For some reason, I thought it said we won. We have 68 points. Almost out of the playoff race right now. Trade between the Devils and the Sabres. The Sens. Arturi Lekin and former Hab goes to Las Vegas from the Bruins. Martin Ferg and Duncan Keith for Kolak and Supis. All right, let's see what their ratings are. Martin Ferg, he is 82 overall, 29 years old. Kolak, 79 at 29. Keith, 80 at 39. So I don't think I'm going to give up Kolak for Duncan Keith, who's getting up there in age. We actually only won 1 game since that trade, so the team is just falling apart after Shea Weber left. Clefbaum goes to the Wings. Varlamov and Lee go to the Blue Jackets, so the Islanders give up their captain. They get a first and a prospect in that move. We're still getting that Orlov trade offer. So playing against Sabres, we win 5-3. Looks like if we made the playoffs, it might be a wild card. I think I may actually do a move for our coach because our coach isn't doing too hot with his team so far. If we can go on a bit of a run to end off the year, that'd be great. So doesn't look like Caulfield's going to reach 70 goals, but he might reach 50 the way it's going. 41 goals, a couple of months left to play. So let's look at goaltending. Price, 85 overall there. Let's look at his numbers. I mean, it's not horrible. 27-17 and 2 shutouts. Definitely could be better. Primo over there, 903 save percentage. Shevin wins at 279 goals against. Not bad at all. Samsonov there, doing all right. 22-12. There you go. That's what I like to see. I hope he grows in overall. Marcus Samsonov, that would be awesome to see. But as for our NHL team, I think I may have to do a coaching change. So because our coaching staff right now, I'm gonna see, but his team fit was not high at all. Molson, let's look at his stats. He's really good. A's and A pluses. Team fit 58. It actually went up with Severson, was a perfect fit. I think I'm gonna give the coach some time. I'm not gonna fire him just yet. His team chemistry went up. I'm not sure if we really need to make another trade right now. I'm actually going to move up Trevor Wong. He's up to an 82, so he's going to take the number 3 center spot. Shane Wright's doing all right, 26 points. Wong has 23. Alrighty, I'm actually going to simulate up to the end of the year. I'm going to give Carey Price one more shot for the Stanley Cup, alright? This is going to be Carey Price's last chance. 9-6 win against the Carolina Hurricanes, against a bunch of jerks. We beat the Red Wings. We lose against the Sharks. Come on, boys. Let's finish off the year strong. I want to head into the Stanley Cup playoffs and give Carey Price one last chance in Montreal. He's down to an 85, making over $10 million. The next season, we're either going to use Samsonov for a starting goaltender if he grows up to over an 80, or we're going to go into free agency. That $10 million would be too nice to have in free agency to make the team just that much better. And we beat the Leafs and we beat the Bruins. Those were huge games as we actually lose a couple of games in a row. So right now we're sitting third in the division, 88 points. The Bruins are 4 points behind us. We're playing the Bruins, which is going to be a crucial game. So we're playing the Blackhawks, the Bruins, and the Senators. So here we go, playing against the Chicago Blackhawks after 3-0. Drouin, Romanov, and Elias Lindholm on Antti-Ranta. Period number 2, 4-2. Alexander Romanov gets another. Adam Boqvist and Kubalik, who's having a great rookie year this season. Aaron Dallas, we chase Ranta out of the game, and we actually blow it. You gotta be kidding me. Brodin, Lundell, and McCushin. We had a 4-2 lead, and we absolutely blew. We had a 3-0 lead in the first. 5-4 loss. That one hurts. We didn't even get a point. That was in regulation. Still third in the division, playing against the Boston Bruins here. Again, this is going to be a very important game. They're right on our tail. 42-34-4. We pretty much have identical records, actually. Almost identical. Period number 1, 2-0. Stanika and Patrice Bergeron after 2, 3-1 for them. Bjork, Caulfield gets one, and Jack Campbell. Can we make a third period comeback? 6-2. We just absolutely fall apart in this last week of the year. Not looking good. We're actually on the outside looking in right now. We're 2 points behind the Boston Bruins. Oh my gosh, look at that. So we're actually completely out of a wild card because the Metro is so good. Looking at the Atlantic, do we even have a chance to make the playoffs right now? We actually need to win the next game. Hope Bruins lose in that we're better than them with a tiebreaker. So Cole Caulfield has 53 goals. He reaches 50+ for a second year in a row. Let's sim this game against the Ottawa Senators, see how it goes. All right, period number 1, 1-0. A big goal by Jonathan Drouin and Jacob Markstrom. Period number 2, 3-0. TJ Brody and Chris Kreider. Let's not get excited too quick. We win 3-0, but the big question is, did the Bruins lose and did we win the tiebreaker? And it looks like they won. We do not make the playoffs. Honestly, we didn't do too good after that trade with Shea Weber. But honestly, Severson was higher overall than Weber. So realistically, should have done better than him. Let's see how well he did with us. So 15 points in 31 games. Pretty good, honestly, if you ask me, for coming in the team. So we'll either re-sign him or use that money in free agency. Unfortunately, that is going to be the end for Carey Price. He dropped down to an 83 overall. Just complete train wreck of an end of the year. The rest of the team, Wong grew to an 83, which is great. Wright grew to an 81. The rest of the guys stayed the same. Let's look at the points for the team now. As for our team, Cole Caulfield had 53 goals, 50+ goals for a second straight year in a row. Domi 71 points, KK 69 points, Drouin 63 with 22 goals, Romanov 25 goals as a defenseman, plus 62 points. That's awesome. Lindholm there 52, Gallagher 51, our new captain, Severson 51 and 83. Not bad at all. Again, I think some people might think it was a big price to pay Weber in the first, but at the end of the day, Shea Weber's value was way down. We needed to throw in an extra pick to make it go through. We freed up $7 million of cap space. We got a defenseman that's higher overall, almost 10 years younger, and we have a lot more flexibility in free agency. And I think we may even trade Carey Price to save us total of $17 million, which is huge. We have some amazing young players, such as Shane Wright, 36 goals in his rookie year. 36 points in his rookie year. Wong, 32, 83 overall. Loving our young guys so far. As for Carey Price, as you guys saw, he's down, unfortunately, up to an 83 overall. I want to take a look at Samsonov. He's up to a 73 there, 27, 16, and 4. Let's see how Laval did if the Rocket are maybe going to playoffs. Jordan Real is their top scorer. And look at that. Laval is indeed going to the playoffs. 96 points, first in the division. So let's take a look at who finished first in the NHL as well. Then we'll go through league scoring. So for the NHL, Tampa Bay finished first in the division. The Vegas Golden Knights, the only team with 50 wins, 150 points. They finished first. Tampa, Carolina, St. Louis, Toronto. Some of the teams that we expect to be up there. Arizona made it. Vancouver. Then Boston with that last spot, beating us out by 2 points. That's all it took for the Bruins. Let's look at league scoring now before we end off the episode. So for the entire league, Sidney Crosby leading the way at 35, 98 points. Draisaitl 95. No one broke the 100-point mark, which I'm pretty surprised about. Usually there's a couple of guys up there that have more than 100 points. That's a look at your list. Not even seeing McDavid anywhere near the top here. Cole Caulfield there with 80, almost a point per game. Where is McDavid? Did I actually just skip him? There, Ovechkin with 36 goals. McDavid only 70 points and 19 goals. That's a pretty bad year for McDavid. Cole Caulfield wins the Rocket. Let's go. Sidney Crosby at 50, but Cole Caulfield gets the Rocket for a second straight year in a row. Joakim Imanen, 48 there. Kessel, 48. Giroux, 44. So we get some hardware after this season. After all, Morgan Riley, a point per game as a defenseman, 75 assists. Romanov actually, I believe, led defenseman for goals. He did. Great year for Alexander Romanov. As for goaltenders, Jonas Korpisalo, the best goalie in the league in 2022-2023 with 43 wins and 4 shutouts. Binnington there, Jari, Matt Murray now in Carolina, Darcy Kemper, Freddie Anderson with the Rangers, of course, Picard, Carter Hart, Varlamov, Hellebuck, and Lundqvist there with Columbus. Actually had a pretty good year at 41. As for rookie skaters, Atu Rati, 41 points. Alexandre Barré-Boulet with 37, only 6 goals, but Ratti at 23 there. Shane Wright, number 3. Shaw, Shekovich, Wong. So we have 2 of the top 6. That's awesome. And let's take a look at rookie goaltenders. And it's Michael DiPietro there, 15 and 9. Looks like he had the best record. Primo was 9 and 13. So let's take a look quickly at who won the Stanley Cup. And as well, who won the individual awards. And never know, maybe Laval can get a Calder Cup. So I'm going to sim up pretty quickly the Calder Cup playoffs. I don't want to take too much time. Just going to simulate a series at a time here. Finishing off the year, playing against the Devils, 2-1. Then a couple of games against the Toronto Marlies, shootout loss, and a 5-0 win. So 101 points, 47 wins in a year. We are playing the Marlies in round number 1. 3-1 win in game number 1. We win game number 2 and game number 3. We sweep the Marlies in round number 1. There you go. So let's take a look at who's our opponent round number 2. It's going to be the Belleville Senators. Started off with a loss, unfortunately. Come on, guys. Got to rally back here. 8-0 loss, 5-0 win. I think we're down. We're down quite a bit there. 4-2 loss. We didn't show up against the Belleville Senators. Unfortunately, they knocked us out of the Calder Cup playoffs. Jordan Wheel did have 12 points in 9 games. So let's take a look who's going to win the Stanley Cup here in the NHL. So far as for winners, I believe it was the Ducks. Let's take a look, won the Stanley Cup. And the Vegas Golden Knights have won the Stanley Cup. The first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Las Vegas, get ready to party. I'm happy for them. If we didn't win the cup, they're right up there with teams I want to win. Anaheim wins the draft lottery via Ottawa. Buffalo second. Carolina from 8-3. New Jersey goes from 1-4. Detroit from 2-5. We are picking 15 in the draft. So as for retired players here, Ryan Getzlaf calls it a career 1,100 points. Kovalchuk retires as a member of the Canadiens. 515 goals, 1,030 points. He ends off his legendary career in Montreal. Spezza there retires. Vanek as well. Williams, Duncan Keith, Dustin Brown, Alexander Steen, Dustin Byfuglien. That's a look at your retirees for this year. And I'm going to take a look if there's any goaltenders worth noting that retired. Ryan Miller, just shy, 1 win shy of 400. Craig Anderson, Moncton Wildcats legend Corey Crawford, Mike Smith, Brian Elliott. The list goes on. Those are your goaltenders that have retired this year. Well, guys, it was a disappointing end to the series, unfortunately. So Ryan Getzlaf and Dustin Byfuglien are now coaches, so that's pretty interesting. It was a disappointing end to the year, missing out the playoffs by 2 points. We do have a new captain. The team is going to look much different next year. Next episode, we're going to jump into the offseason with the draft and the free agency phase. And Cole Caulfield decided to drop 2 overalls. All right, that is interesting. I'm wondering if he's still a franchise. Taking a look quickly at the playoff tree, Vegas beat Carolina in 7 for the Cup, who beat the Lightning in 6. They beat the Pens in 7 and the Rangers in 7. So they almost played the maximum amount of games. The Vegas Golden Knights beat the Preds in 6 games. They beat the Canucks in 5 and the Flames in 6. And it looks like Toronto actually swept Boston in round number 1. So Toronto, you finally got yourselves a round 1 win against the Bruins. And that's going to do it for the episode, guys. Next up, a big, very important offseason for the team. Hopefully, you can get back on a winning track next year. Do leave a like if you enjoyed. I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any of the content. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.